What's up, everyone? This is Zelda Destroyer229, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Last time, we had a little bit of trouble getting to the last shrine, but after some minor difficulties, we managed to make it to the last shrine. From there, we went on over to the Temple of Time, interacted with the goddess statue and got us a heart container, and learned from the old man the fate of Hyrule. What his role was as the king, our role as the chosen guardian of the princess, the various champions, the guardians, and the divine beasts, as well as the destruction that Calamity Ganon has put on the land. In this episode, with Paraglider in hand, which was kind of our initial goal of all of this, we can leave the Great Plateau and head on over to Hyrule proper. But since we kind of breezed through all the stuff here at the Great Plateau, we're gonna spend this episode just kind of looking around and just kind of exploring the general area here, trying to find things that we might have missed, including a Korok. So yeah, there are just going to be various areas here. Like I mentioned at the end of last time, we're mostly going to focus around just looking through Mount Hylia, as well as the Forest of Spirits and Hopper Pond. That is primarily where I want to have my exploration focused on. And so rather than starting from right here, we're gonna start on over by the shrine. Also, in case you were wondering, like, the item that the king was looking for, you know, before he realized he was the king, I think it's a Hylian bass that you need to find, which you can find, fish in any sort of body of water. So, probably, maybe around this area. Just anywhere where there's a deep body of water, you can just grab fish. Hopper Pond might actually be a good place to go, too, for that. But anyway, we have the doublet now, so that's not really all that much of a big deal. We can also just kind of go around here. Also, with the glider, you can hit B to put the glider away. So, in case you need to fall for any sort of area or something. Or you just kind of want to get a little bit more closer to the ground before popping out the glider. Just that way you don't take fall damage. Or as much fall damage as whatever the case may be. Okay. Now, I'm not sure about any other sort of Koroks. Again, this episode is mostly just dedicated to exploration and just kind of taking a look at things. So where I want to go is to the top of Mount Hylia. I believe you can also get a doublet if you go to the top of Mount Hylia. I think you can find the old man there as well. Also, interesting thing right here. You see this rock circle over here, and a random rock right here. If you take a rock to finish off the circle, there's a Korok. Again, you're gonna want to look for just weird things that are just out and about. Like a weird circle, those shimmering lights, weird phenomena like that. Those sorts of things are where Koroks just love to hang around with. Let's see. I think that's just part of the general wall surrounding the plateau. Go ahead and... darn it. Climb up here. It doesn't hurt to pull out Magnesis every now and again, just to see if there's anything you can use with it. However, if we go across this trail, we can actually reach the top of Mount Hylia. So by doing this switchback, Kind of looking around that way. We find the top area here. And a place we can search. Some flints! So this would be a way to create some fire if you needed it. You just need to put it down next to some firewood, strike it, and there you go. Now, this, I believe, is the top of Mount Hylia. It doesn't look like there's any other place that we can really, not really any place that's higher, but it also gives us a really good idea as to where there's various things that we can go. So, there's that area way out over there. There's Hyrule Castle way out in the distance. That's where we need to go. There's the Gerudo Desert over that way if we really wanted to head over there. And realistically, we could. There's nothing saying that we have to follow the given path that the king told us about. While we are encouraged to go on over to Kakariko Village, and to be honest, that is where we are going to be going next in terms of story progression, we can just go out and do whatever the heck we want. You see that flying thing out in the distance? You can head on over there. You want to explore the desert? You can. There's even a shrine down there if we really wanted to just go over there and knock out a shrine in just a new area. It's just a shame that you can't really, like, well, fast travel back up to these. You can only fast travel to shrines and towers. So, a little bit of a disappointment. But otherwise, you can basically go anywhere. You could even head on over to Hyrule Castle. I mean, to be fair, you can head on over to Hyrule Castle even before finishing everything that the king has told you about. It's not easy, and it involves some, I wouldn't necessarily say exploits, but you can. So, we can just kind of go out in any sort of direction that we want to. So, where we're going to head on over is right over here. I may head on over to where the desert area is, just so I can go to that shrine. Because it isn't really all that difficult to reach that shrine. Especially from the top of Mount Hylia. So, we can explore around a little bit. There's where we actually crossed. And there's a chest down there. Along with some frigid waters. Cool. Yeah, you're definitely going to want to be careful because being in the water will still hurt a lot. So, make sure you're a little bit careful about where you go. I believe that's a wooden chest down there. Okay, and yeah, it is sometimes better to just kind of let go. And that way you don't necessarily need to just crawl down the entire way. And for trouble, we get 5 fire arrows. So yeah, we can head on over there, but that will just kill us almost immediately. There's some bokoblins over there. Not exactly the greatest place to explore. There's a chest right here. So if we play our cards right... Boom! Headshot! Alright, cool. Ow! Jerk! This is why I have a shield! Okay. Well, he's dead. I got an arrow in my shield. Great. Okay, so anyway. Now that I got rid of those. Ooh. Also, a great way to just get a ton of arrows is just have enemies that shoot arrows just continuously fire at, like, objects like that. They basically have infinite arrows, so if you want a quick, or not really a quick, but a free way to just get a ton of arrows, you can do that. Okay, so there's a club and a shield. That's not really super helpful. Not entirely sure where else is super important for us to explore. I did just kind of want to reach the top of Mount Hylia, which was actually a lot easier to get to than I thought it would be. There are just also various other things that we can explore. I just realized there was that bombable place close to the Temple of Time. So you know, I think I'm gonna head there next, because I'm thinking about it. And I mean, it's not really a bad way to just go to a tower and jump off it and paraglide to where you need to go. Because, honestly, that is probably how you're going to get to any meaningful ground quickly. There are a few other places that we could potentially traverse around here. I mean, there are those fortresses over there, like the Skull Fortress there. If we really wanted to head on over there. Okay. And we can also just... We could just dive down and attack if we really wanted to. But I'm not gonna. Instead, I'm just gonna head on over to the Temple of Time, and I'll meet you guys over by that blow-upable wall. And I'm back. Normally, I'm probably not going to do a ton of jump cuts. And there we go. It does, unfortunately, I keep doing that by accident. I don't really want to do that. There we go. But that is something that you can do to get the jump on certain enemies. And by doing that, we get an opal. Cool. I'm wondering if there's any chests hidden in the water around here. And it doesn't look like it. Okay. So in that case, now that we've done that, let's teleport on over to Oman Ao Shrine. And we can explore the northern part of the plateau. Again, there's a lot of places that we could potentially just kind of look around if we want to try to find any nook and cranny. But the Great Plateau isn't the best place to go and do all that sort of stuff. Again, there's not really a lot of quests that really involve the Great Plateau, if I'm being honest. Pretty sure most of the stuff is just kind of around Hyrule and not really around here. Oh shoot, this is a bog. This is a bog. Yeah, you gotta be careful around bogs because they will just suck you down and then you will end up just needing to be respawned. Okay, instead... I mean, there's some chests over there. If we can reach those, that would be really nice. Can I magnesis them? I can't, but I can magnesis that. Oh, it's a rock. That's interesting. Huh. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I think this is just a Korok. If I can just bring this over here and put it down. Yep, it's a Korok. Wasn't quite sure what that was trying to get me to do. I thought I needed to, like, get it out. And then I realized there was a hole. It's like, well, that seems like a Korok thing. And it was. Okay. So there's two chests over there if we can make it. No guts, no glory! Well, this is a problem. And yeah, at least you don't immediately die. But the best way to do that is certainly not from here. Like, this is where this is more of an exit more than anything. I do kind of want to go get those. Okay, I better stop this before I just end up dying. I mean, I've got a baked apple and some steak. I'll just eat the steak and an apple. That'll work. Okay. There's definitely a way to get over there. But honestly, I've just fallen into this bog way too many times. So I'm kind of ceasing to care. But at any rate, now we can actually traverse around this area over here. Of course, there's various things that you can just find, like acorns. There's bound to be some mushrooms that are around here as well. I mean, once it gets dark, there's probably also going to be wildlife that are just scattered about, and things that you can pick up for, like, potions and whatnot. Wild boars. Okay. Boars, like, if you approach them, they will attack you, but otherwise, they won't really want to deal with you. Instead, there's various other things right here. There's a torch, if we really need it. A lot of torches. A Hylian shroom. Some arrows. A different bow. A traveler's bow. Okay, cool. Go ahead and get that. Place to set up campfire if we really wanted to. Not really a big reason to do that. Nothing magnesisable in there. Looks like, yeah, that's just a stick. Bunch of things just over here. Huh. Weird. It almost feels like there should be something Korok related there. Oh! There are bokoblins over there. Don't really want to fight right now. Not that I can't, but don't really feel like it. Okay, so yeah, so if you kill this wild boar, alright. Like, that's probably how you're going to go and get some meat. Darn it. Didn't want to release that. Man, these things do not want to... I figured they would attack me, but I guess they're a bit more docile than I figured they would be. They act more like deer than boar. Boars I expect to be a bit more... Ah, crap. Ow. Boars I kind of expected to be a little bit more... well, aggressive. Not completely docile and just running away at the shrine of... Or, shrine. At the sight of danger. But, I'm aiming a bit higher. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Where'd it go? Where'd it run off to? Where'd it go? I coordinated over here. Where did it run off to? There's a stick. Darn it! I had it cornered. Wait a minute. Ah, a little place right here. It is good to just kind of get, like, things like fireflies, because I do know, like, fireflies and toads, like, those things are going to be useful in certain quests. Ah, some flint. Cool. So if I wanted to set up camp for the night, I can. So it's not exactly a bad idea to gather all these things while I can. Plus, things like the Hylian shrooms are going to be super helpful to just... use as cooking ingredients. And any sort of trees like this I'm kind of used to get to higher ground, but there's also potential for just random Korok stuff to be at the tops of trees. So, you never know. And it looks like I'm basically back towards the Temple of Time area? Yeah, I actually want to head further north. Whoops. Oh well. It's not really a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. I can just kind of head on over this way. Kind of see an area where I would want to jump off. Well, try to aim for. Get to where would be a good place to jump. And... Geronimo! So yeah, there's something there at the top. another Korok seed. So yeah, there's just all sorts of random Korok stuff just here. And it looks like there's another thing just over there. If I find like a rock or something, you know, like the one I put down. Wait. Darn it. You noticed me. That one's a bit farther away, so that one probably wouldn't be a good idea to shoot, because it'll just run away. Let's see, some acorns, more acorns. Yeah, this looks like something that a Korok would hide in. But I need to find a good size rock, but I don't really see anything. There's some fireflies over here, though. And some arrows. Cool. Lots of fireflies, actually. It is better to just kind of find just a different place to sit down. I don't really like actually just making my own fires, to be honest. But they are here, and a silent shroom. So, a way to basically, well, like it said, find a way to move more stealthily. Actually, pile of leaves is a perfect place to use a Korok leaf. Come on, Link. Huh. Maybe not. It's the sort of thing that should look like you can use a Korok leaf on. Weird that it isn't. Usually it would be. Let's see. Bokoblins are asleep over there. I'm gonna switch back to my arm that's about to break. Let's see. Not really heading in the direction that I want to go. I want to actually head westward. Because otherwise I'm just, once again, just being in... Oh, you know what? I think I remembered what exactly I needed to do at that bog area. I'm an idiot. Well, if we manage to make our way back there, we can get those chests. I'm so stupid. I forget that I have certain runes sometimes. The cryogenic one isn't exactly a common one to use. So I often don't think of using it. I usually think of bombs and... Ooh, eggs! I usually think of bombs and magnesis. Not really so much using ice powers. Alright, some Hyrule herbs. Looks like something over here as well. Alright. Just kind of follow it. And it's a Korok! I mean, yeah, like I said, I'm not after all the Korok stuff, but anything that looks suspicious, investigate it, because you do still want to, get as many Korok seeds as you can get. You don't need all of them, but it is helpful to have some. Woo! I got a lizard! Hightail lizard! So again, another possible cooking ingredient, another thing you can buy at certain shops, things that's needed for certain quests, that sort of thing. Well, we kind of explore around here. We can grab a few more mushrooms. Oh god! Oh god, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. So yeah, there are some giant boss-like enemies sometimes. They will be scattered throughout the land. And they can hurt. I do not have the... Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. I do not have the capabilities of effectively fighting that thing right now. I will be back to kill it. It can drop a lot of helpful minerals and gems and whatnot if you manage to kill it. But I am not in a position where I can kill it. So, I'm not. Okay, Hopper Pond is right here, and there's a bunch of bokoblins right here. So I think what would be best... would be if I just kind of stayed in the shadows, fought against all of them. Because there's a settlement, there should be a chest here that has some goodies that I can use. There we go! Got him! And thankfully, none of the others have noticed me. Bomb arrows are great. So, there's a bow right there. There's the chest. All it's left is you. Well, there goes my bow. Let's grab another one of them. And there we go. 2 bomb arrows and another regular arrow. Or, well, 2 regular arrows. Bomb arrows are great. I love bomb arrows so much. And for our troubles, we get an opal. Cool. Oh no, it's a toad! It's a toad! It's a toad! Yeah! Or a frog. But again, if you see any sort of potential, well... Okay, sorry about that. Chaotica just scared the crap out of me. Anyway, let's go get our spoils. Man, we managed to just make quick work of all of them. One more thing we could do... And thankfully, we can just take their meat. One thing that you can do... Okay, so we can just get rid of that. And one thing that I would like to do would be to take this club and catch it on fire. And then catch both of these on fire. Oh god, it's burning. Put it away. And if you don't want to just beat the crap out of it, you can do that. Of course, it also bakes anything on the inside, but normally they're not really too good on that anyway. And so I will take this. This does also use up the durability of the item. It also acts as a good... Oh boy. It also acts as a pretty good impromptu torch, but doesn't last anywhere near as much as the torch normally would. Okay, so... Well, that's just the bow. Probably what I can do is drop the club and grab another one. The arm's about to break anyway. And I'm not sure about anything else within this nearby area. There's nothing that I can do there. And I don't think there's anything else that I can really effectively do. I know there's Cryonis, but Cryonis isn't really going to be helpful in this area. So instead, I'm just gonna put back on Magnesis and continue to explore. I'm not sure there's really a whole lot left for me. Yeah, I mean, I can continue heading on over westward if I really want to, but I think that just kind of brings me to the end of the valley. So, not really a whole lot left. But again, like, a good thing for just exploring around is just finding random stuff that you can, like, sell or utilize later. Koroks are just literally everywhere if you know where to look. So, there's various things with that. I think there's... Yeah, there's an area over there as well. There's a ton of other, bokoblins. So if I wanted to, I could go over there. Nothing really up this tree. There is a fire over there. And so what you can do This place is very windy. So, one thing that you can do... I wonder if I can do it with a Korok leaf, actually. Nah, that's not gonna work. So instead, I need something that is flammable. I catch it on fire. I do that. I get slightly hurt. And I can get a major draft, and... I can do that. Now, that is also very much flammable. And... yeah, it looks like this is starting to catch on fire pretty easily. So... I could just also use fire arrows to do this. Because this creates an updraft, I can do that and it'll kind of maintain it. I think I'm gonna wanna... I'll stay around here. Because the intent is that that blows up. And that will awaken all of them. Again, I can just use fire arrows, but... oh, God. Yeah, this is why you don't want to just leave fires out. Don't do this in real life. Just really don't do this in real life. That's really bad. It's really, really, really bad. Alright, so eventually that will catch on fire and blow up. Any second. Did it just seriously go past it and not do anything? What was that? What the heck was that? Something caught on fire and just kind of fell. Wow, that was anticlimactic. Okay. Alright, we're just gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Oh, God. Okay, I guess that's just them catching on fire. Well, I can just sneak in here, grab this, which has even more fire arrows. Nothing much else. There's fire, well, grass there. For some reason, just a little bit of light coming through. A couple arrows. Some bokoblin stuff. A bow that's on fire and will burn away. Okay, not quite as good as I would have liked that to be. But also prove that you should never, ever, ever start fires. Or, well, uncontained fires. Let's put it that way. Okay, so with that, let's maybe head on back to the shrine. That's everywhere that I really wanted to go to. So, kind of the last thing that we're gonna head on over to today is... oh, hey, a boulder I could have used. Since we're so close to the desert area here, it wouldn't be a bad idea to head on over to that one shrine. And it's right over there. Now, that's still quite a distance away, though. Ooh, and there's another fortress over there. Oof. Actually, it looked a lot closer when we were at the top of Mount Hylia. But still, it is something that we could potentially reach. If we were careful enough and jump down to that cliff area over there, I'm pretty sure we could head on over to that shrine. So let's go. So while this may not be where our intended destination is, this is also our first step off of the Great Plateau. So, well, it may not be where the king wants us to go. We're off. So by hanging on over this way, there's some place that we are going to want to avoid for the time being. And there we go. Hyrule Kingdom. And probably a bit more specifically, we're closer to the Gerudo Desert more than anything. So there's this metal box right here. I'm not sure exactly what it's for. But if we head on over this way, hopefully avoiding any sort of enemies that might be nearby. Perfect. Ah, man, there's a dragonfly right there. We can head on over to our first shrine outside of the Great Plateau, the G-No Shrine. Still within view of the Great Plateau, and obviously we're gonna head back up there so we can go out proper. But since this was within eyeshot, it's not a bad idea to head on into these shrines when we see them. The great thing is, even if we can't really do what is here, on the move. Okay, so a puzzle-based one. Okay, we can do this then. Even if it's a type of shrine that we can't really do yet, it still would be a good idea to head on to any sort of shrines, because they at least act as fast travel points. And that is not a door. Okay. I need to remember how exactly this works. Ah, okay. So, if we want... We could just stop that, but that doesn't really accomplish much. Unless, can we hit that with Magnesis? Possibly. Magnesis. No. Maybe if I shoot it. Again, it's trying to remember how all these puzzles work. I might need to shoot the ball. That's also not the right rune. Okay, so let's go ahead and stop the conveyor. Now. There we go. And then it just pops right on in. There we go. So yeah, oftentimes there's like a little proof of concept before needing it to be done in a more difficult fashion. I mean, this isn't exactly... Ah, shoot. Thankfully, if we shoot these things in their eyes, it's a critical hit. I'm assuming that the ball comes back. There it is. And thankfully it goes a lot slower, though it is a little bit further away. So, let's time this right now. And then shoot it. Yeah, so, couple enemies in the way. Thankfully, we have enough arrows that it's not that big of a deal. I mean, unfortunately, that's really the only type of ranged weapon that we really have. But we've got plenty of arrows, so we're good. Alright, third one. There is a ball right here with lasers. Oh boy, lasers! Okay. So I think how this is going to work is I need to take this ball, drop it. I need to magnesis this at the time so that way I can... Darn it. I think that's probably the best way I'm going to go about this. And that won't refill fast enough. But yeah, thankfully there's a little spot that will stop this. Darn it. Oh, hey, a chest. Cool, I wasn't actually expecting a chest right here. Just as an opal. Cool. Okay, now we got that. We're gonna have to try this again. So there's gonna be a little bit of forward momentum. I could also do that. So that's another way of doing that. That at least gets us past the first one. But we're going to need to do this a bit smarter on the second. So we wait. Nope. Thankfully, if we do just kind of stop it. Ow. Right. That's going to be a bit more of an issue. Nope. Nope. Yay! Okay. Did the wrong thing. Did the wrong thing. Unfortunately, I can't move that. Well, crap. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to remember how exactly this is going to work. I can... Yeah, I can bring one of these things over here. Oh, wait, that just does that. I can't actually magnesis that. Okay, well that's going to be a little bit more of an issue. Nope, that did a lot of damage. Okay. And I died. Okay, so I made it back here. The chest is still open, so I don't need to worry about that. I'm trying to remember how exactly this is supposed to... Oh, that's right. That's how that's supposed to work. You're supposed to do that and then run so the block cancels it out that way. Oh, okay, well... Gotta remember that after I died. Oh, that, the way is open. And as a reward, we see another monk. And again, they mostly speak the exact same as they did at the Great Plateau. And we get our first spirit orb from outside the Great Plateau. And with that, we have... strange mask rumors. Teleportation rumors. Ancient mask. Very close. So I guess these are all the different side quests that have opened up to us due to DLC. The Twilight Relic. Phantasma. Wow, there's a lot of stuff here. Wow, there's a lot of stuff here. The Ancient Horse Rumors. The Guard Rumor, or Royal Guard Rumors. The Merchant Hood. The Garb of Winds. Goodness gracious, how many of these? The Usurper King. There's a lot of different side quests that are opened up to us. Wow, I did not realize there was this many side quests because of DLC. Also Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That one was free. Okay, so that's a lot of different side quests that are here. So, yeah. So what you're going to want to do is go on over to the Dea Village Ruins for a number of these. Or the Woodland Stable, or various other stables. Obviously, I do have the DLC. And what's actually interesting is that, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in the first episode before. While I did get the DLC, I never actually played the game after it was released with the DLC. Because I just kind of fell off playing the game after Persona 5 came out. So, all the DLC stuff is going to be new to me. But we probably shouldn't focus on the DLC first yet. Well, the DLC stuff first, because we don't know where any of these destinations are. So, instead, next time on Let's Play The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. While we may have jumped off into this grand area down here, we're gonna jump back on over to still where I died last time. We're gonna jump back to the Great Plateau so we can actually head on to where we're supposed to be heading. While it would be nice to kind of explore around a little bit, there are various areas that are a bit too much for us to take care of now. So, there might be an opportunity to just grab various things that are nearby, like those plants down there. But unfortunately there are those bokoblins, so I'm not even gonna try to risk that. So anyway, we will start off back at the Great Plateau, and then we will head on over to where we are supposed to be heading off to. Heading on over to the Twin Peaks, and then to Kakariko Village. So until next time, everyone, take care.